Here I have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go the information. Esposito tried to compute the average of his 10 math scores. He mistakenly divided the correct total S of his scores by 8. The result was 5 more than what it should have been. Which of the following would determine the value of S? Okay, this capital S represents the correct total of 10 math scores. So to get the average, correct average, what we have to do is we have to divide the correct total capital S by the number of scores, that is 10. So this is the correct average. But Esposito mistakenly divided the correct total S by 8. So when it does so, the result over here is 5 more than the correct average. That is this value S over 8 is 5 more than this value, that is S over 10. So for example, if I assume the correct average is 50, then the value of this S over 8 has to be 55 because it is 5 more than the correct average. So if I want to balance the equation over here, so let me write equal sign between 50 and 55. But now it's not balanced because we have the value on the right side is more than a value on the left side. If I want to balance this equation, so what I have to do is I have to subtract 5 from this value so that 50 and 50 will be equal. Otherwise, I must add 50 to the value on the left side. Okay, so let me subtract 5 from the value on the right side. That is, I'm going to subtract 5 from this value. So when I subtract 5 from this value, then the value we have over here, the value we have over here will be equal. So now let's check whether we have this equation in any of the answer choices. No, I don't get this equation in any of the answer choices. Okay, now what we can do is instead of subtracting 5, better we can add 5 to this one. When I do so, 55 and 55, both of them are equal. That is, I'm adding 50 to the value on the left side. Then I'm getting S over 10 positive 5 equals to S over 8. Let me check whether there is an equation like this in any of the answer choices. No, we don't find this equation in any of the answer choices. Okay, now we can do one more thing. The difference between these two values is 5 because already we know that this is 5 more than the correct average S over 10. So that is the difference between 50 and 55 is 5. So to get the difference between 50 and 55, always we'll subtract the smaller value 50 from the bigger value 55. That is 55 negative 50. We get just 5. At the place of 55, we have S over 8. And negative. At the place of 50, we have S over 10. We can write S over 10 over here equals to 5. So already we know that S over 8 is 5 greater than S over 10. So when I subtract the smaller value from this bigger value, the difference has to be 5. So now let me check whether there is this equation in any of the answer choices. I find this equation S over 8 and negative S over 10 equals to 5 in C. So the correct answer choice for this question is C. S over 8 negative S over 10 equals to 5.